Hey guys.
Do you want your sword closer?
Whoa. I was right in the middle of my intro.
You were at the beginning.
What'd you say?
You want your sword closer? Or?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I'm not going to get it for you.
Oh, what the fuck? Then just stand over there.
Okay.
Well, here. That is the epitome of laziness.
I'll be nice to you. Here you go.
Oh, thank you. God.
You should have got Rocky's.
I gotta that big ass piece of shit sword? No, thank you. With a piece of shit. Never mind.
I like Rocky. He was cool. He was a good sales guy, too.
Because he has to be.
I know what to say.
He makes his living
Dude,
off of
I wish I was a Power Ranger because I just live off the next 30 years of that.
Just going to cons?
Yeah.
That's, I feel like all they do.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, the Power Rangers? For sure.
Yeah.
Sometimes they get called back for like those like reunion episodes, but
I looked him up. He is a black belt in like Taekwondo and jiu-jitsu
I could have
and shit.
sworn like to be cast as a Power Ranger, you have to have a
I've
background in martial arts.
I've done martial arts since I was 6. I could fucking do it. As long as they're cool with a Middle Eastern balding Power Ranger.
Probably not.
Probably not.
They're teenagers with attitude.
Oh, I've got attitude.
Okay, guys, welcome to a Bunch of Nerds podcast. We're a bunch of nerds talking about a bunch of stuff. I'm Jeff, and with me I have Jalen and John as always. Today we are going over a couple of things. As of this recording, we just came back from Indiana's Comic Con, and basically we're going to talk about our thoughts about it. This is my third time going. This is your...
This is my first.
This is your first time?
Yeah, it was my first.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And then this is your second.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm the veteran here.
Well, if you count PopCon last year, then that's my third. But
Okay. Well, PopCon's basically... PopCon
it was the
very-
same. It's the same fucking
It
thing.
is. They just... The same people show up for PopCon as they do...
I mean, yeah. I mean, like,
Comic-Con?
it's not the same people, but like anybody...
same kind of people.
Same kind of people, yeah.
Got you. But yeah, no. So let me hear yours. This is your first time. I didn't know that actually.
Yeah.
The way you dressed, you
Yeah, I know.
You were
right?
full out.
Oh, by the way, so I'm on this like Facebook group for Indiana Comic Con,
yeah.
and people will, like post pictures and stuff. Your picture was on there.
Nice.
I was like, oh shit. Jalen.
Well, I was with him most of the day, and he like at least 10 times someone asked to take a, like I'll be walking with Paige, I turn around, I'm like, where the hell did Jalen go?
Yeah.
And I see him just like
Yeah.
post, and I'm like, okay.
Okay, I like that.
It was actually kind of weird because I had never experienced anything like that before.
Mm-hmm.
So it
Like-
was nice.
Are you saying you ever experienced anything by like Comic Con in general, or taking pictures of you?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a little overload and like.
Yeah, sensory overload for sure. Like you're not thinking. and
Yeah.
You're very much like trying to take everything in, and then you just got somebody. Can I take a picture with you? It's like, why?
No, I will say like I've done when I first went to Comic Con, I had my picture taken. If like I don't know if I said this on this podcast before, but like there was like a clicker from Last of Us. If you know what Last of Us is,
Yeah.
like the zombie fungus people. And in the game, they only like activated when you like they hear sound. So like this guy was but his costume was amazing. Like it looked like a Hollywood, like it looked like this is before the TV show came out. So like it looked like the TV show. So I'm like, this is I got to take a picture with this guy. And so I'm going over there and I'm like, hey guy, can I take a picture? And like he's like this, just like and starts like chasing me a little bit. I'm just like, what the fuck is happening? Like these people go hard. Yeah, no one this year. I was like knocked my socks off with like, no offense to your costume. Your costume was sick, but I just didn't because you were.
Did you see the I forget what the I don't even know what it's called, but it had like the giant. I'm gonna describe it. You guys are gonna look and be like I'm stupid, but like it had like the giant like triangle head thing. Yeah, I forget what it's called.
I think it's what is it? Pyramid head.
Yeah, something like that. And,
I
but
know
like
what you're talking.
But they couldn't see through it, so they had someone like guiding them around.
Oh no, I didn't, I didn't see
I think it
that.
was Silent Hill.
Yeah, I don't know, something like that.
Oh, I'm not really a Silent Hill
And
guy.
also, I always
either.
get blown away by all the Mandalorian costumes.
with the
there was a
bell
lot.
and all the handcuffs and everything going around. Did you see that?
What the fuck?
Like they were taking prisoners in.
Oh, were
and
they?
They were ringing the bell as like
Oh, I
they're
didn't know
going
that.
in. Oh yeah,
I didn't know that.
I saw at least like 2 of them go by,
Okay.
and I was just like, damn, like dedication to
Yeah,
the character.
But like I always like the Mandalorian outfits because they like design it themselves and they get their own like you can because the Mandalorian outfit can be whatever you want.
Yeah.
So like
that takes so much time and effort.
I know. I'm gonna try and do it next year.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm excited to see that because there was a guy who fully in.
Well, don't get too excited because it probably ain't gonna happen.
Dude, I forget his real name. I'm just gonna call him Mando. Like, there's a guy.
Dinjarin.
Huh?
Dinjarin.
Yeah, I like Mando.
Or Pedro Pascal, if you just want.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal. But like, there's a guy like in his legit like comic, like in his accurate like outfit, and that had to cost that guy at least $2,000 plus because the helmet was like shiny, it looked like real metal.
You have to get a 3D printer.
No, but his stuff looked like his helmet looked real. Oh, his helmet could be probably real, but his like armor and stuff, you're probably right.
I'd probably keep it simple and just buy a helmet.
Yeah, and then
and then you can paint
outfit
it
everything else.
want.
Yeah. That's probably the way what he did.
Yeah,
but like I'm just then we saw that Daredevil.
Yeah, that Daredevil was badass.
It looked like. Again, it looked like Marvel quality. Like he had to spend, like he must have gone on MCU's website and just bought like a replica because it looked dead on. I almost took his picture.
Was it red?
Yeah, it was like the actual red.
Okay.
Yeah, it was actually red. It wasn't like me because I also just said it was Daredevil. But I was like, if you watch Daredevil, I was like season 1 Daredevil because I was supposed to be Miles Morales, but I lost my onesie little unitard thing that I had, and then I was trying to be Nick Fury. But I couldn't find my eye patch from when I was Nick Fury a while ago. So I said, you know what? I got workout gloves. I got a do-rag. I'll just put it a little bit low. And then I just wore out. But I never actually put it down. So like I can understand why people I just look like a black guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's why I asked, was it red?
Yeah, so funny story. Do you want to tell her or do you want me to tell?
I'm gonna start laughing, you tell.
All right, so long story short, John got there like super early, and then was like one of the first people in line for Andy Serkis's signature, or like the Celebrity Row, whatnot. So I went with his wife, my wife, and me. So we got there a little later. So we're like, hey, let's go see John. Let's see where he is in line. We go, let's see where he's in line. He's like at the front, like to the point where I'm talking to him. And then I turn around and I see Andy Serkis right there signing things. It was kind of a while, and I didn't get any footage, but I digress. So when I first walk up there, I'm wearing my Daredevil season 1 outfit, but the mask isn't down; it's just up, so it looks like a regular do-rag. And then he just looks at me and says, "Hey, why are you black?" And then everyone like around him in line is just like,
"What the fuck?"
And then he's like, "Wait, no. I mean, why are you in black?" It's like, I thought you were gonna be Spider-Man. And I was just he like tried to backtrack so hard, so he didn't sound racist,
horribly racist. Well, it's different when you say something and you like intentionally mean to sound racist.
Yeah.
But like when you accidentally sound racist, it always comes off worse.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
And then and I don't think my vlog camera got it. I mean, I was recording, but like I don't think my mic picked you up saying, "Why are you black?" I wish it did.
Oh,
but
man.
no. Yeah, because I did vlog the experience. It'll be on the channel somewhere.
Did you look at it like?
I looked at one footage just to see how the mic sounded. The mic sounded fine, so I didn't look at anything else.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, okay, this is fine.
Okay.
But I'll probably put it out in 2 months from now.
I really hope
sounds
it caught
about
it though. I really hope it caught it.
We'll see. It
wasn't that loud, so it may have.
Yeah, but do you want to talk about your experience getting there at the ass crack of dawn on Saturday?
It was before dawn. It was still dark.
Oh shit!
I got there about 7:30 a.m. There was still 2 people in line ahead of me.
I
was like, God damn, get a life. But
as you're the third,
I know,
the third person.
Fucking losers. But no, I got there and we were just sitting there.
What you do? Did you actually watch like Lord of the Rings or
no? So I had a podcast on, and then these older people, came and sat next to me, and really cool people. They were wearing Star Trek shirts, so I kind of felt bad for them. But
Star Trek slander just going off, bro.
I'm just messing with you. But
we are friends to all nerdoms on this podcast. On this podcast,
unless they're lame. But anyways, so anyways, they were. We just started talking, and they've been to like a bunch of cons, and they were talking about ones down in like Atlanta, and they said the only ones they haven't been to was New York and San Diego. So
the ones we were talking about,
ones,
yeah.
So they said that's on their bucket list, and I was like, well, you better get to it because you don't have much time left. But anyways,
Wow.
So anyways, his wife was like a huge history buff, and so am I. So we were talking about the Roman Empire and the Civil War.
Of course.
We went on for like an hour and a half about that stuff, and then eventually they made us move the line and they went somewhere else.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Damn. Is that a real thing?
What?
Roman Empire thing?
Yeah.
Yes, the Roman Empire was a real thing, Jeff.
No, like, do you think about it constantly?
I Google shit, dude.
Like randomly throughout like a week?
Dude, Gladiator is one of my favorite movies. Yeah,
I love Troy, but I'm not talking about Spartans every day.
Oh, I do, but also Spartans were like a very minor thing in Troy. Well, that's not necessarily true. But
Achilles is that? Was he a Spartan?
No, he wasn't.
Oh shit! What was he?
Sparta was actually where Helen of Troy was stolen from, but you don't actually see the Spartans in Troy.
Oh,
like yeah. You kind of see them. You kind of see them, but you don't like see them fighting like you do in 300 or anything.
Oh, my Roman Empire is Spider-Man.
What the fuck?
I think of Spider-Man constantly every single day.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
There was so my friend Clara caught me one time. I have ADHD to the severe degree. At one point, I look at things. I was in her house and I saw a banister, like an open like floor plan, and there's a banister hanging. I'm just like. And then I look down. She's like in her kitchen, like through this window, and she's like, "What the fuck?" I'm just like, "You saw nothing." I just used to randomly just whip everywhere. I'm just like,
but
whip, but it's yeah.
I wanted to add this. Andy Serkis was like the nicest dude.
Did you get I didn't get to ask you about your like experience. So did you get like a chance to like actually have like a little chat?
We had a good 2-minute conversation with him.
Damn, that's awesome.
Yeah, I talked to him
for someone that big.
Yeah. So I asked him. Well, I told him. So he did the anniversary edition for Lord of the Rings for the audiobook. He read The Hobbit and then all 3 books.
I hear it's great. He does all the voices.
It's so good. And I told him that, and I don't think he's had a fan like tell him that because his face lit up.
Oh, really?
Like he like his eyes got big. He had a big smile. He was like, "Oh, really?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, thanks, man." And I'm like, "No problem."
Because also he wasn't scheduled to be out there that early. That's why I thought you were going to be there forever.
That's what I thought. So I got there early, and then the guy in front of me turned around, and he was like, "I think they're going to try and get him here early to knock a few out, and then he's going to go to his panel." I was like, "Oh, cool!" Right as I said, "Oh, cool," he literally walks in. I'm like, "Oh, there he is!"
Yeah, because like I said before, I was literally talking to you, and I turned around like just because there was a guy that I was talking to about Daredevil. One of the workers there was talking to Daredevil. I'm like, "Let's talk about Daredevil," and I look behind him. I'm just like,
"Oh shit!
Oh fuck! It's Andy Serkis."
Yeah.
Our wives. I'm just like, "It's Andy Serkis," and they're like, "Who?" I'm like, the whole reason John got here early.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? Who? Because he was probably the biggest name they had this year.
He was.
I mean, you got other people like
Katie Sackhoff was pretty cool.
Katie Sackhoff, but like she's not a household name.
William Shatner was there. I think he might have been the biggest.
Yeah, you're right. Because his line was actually bigger than Andy Serkis, which I was super surprised.
It wasn't.
Oh, it was
later on.
Oh.
So the line was short for Andy Serkis at that time because
he wasn't scheduled for that.
He wasn't scheduled for that time. But a bunch of people tried to get in line and they closed the gate.
Actually, you know who had the longest line? Some person that we never.
Yeah,
heard of.
Bryce Papenbrook or something.
Like,
he had an overflow.
Yeah.
Did you ever see his actual booth?
No.
I think it was a joke. There had to have been. Can we Google his name? What was his name?
I tried. I think he's like an anime voice actor.
I didn't see it, but I didn't see like his like banner.
So people were standing in line for 2 hours because it was a joke.
I have no idea unless it was like.
I think because there was that double door that was always open. How much you want to bet it was in there?
But that very well could have
been. The
double
doors where like you go behind, where that's where the locker room, I guess, for like the.
But that's what I'm saying, dude. I just don't know because
I never saw this man.
I never saw him either.
Please, if you're listening to this podcast and you went to Comic-Con in Indiana too, can you validate us? Is this Bryce guy real? Because I think it was.
I looked him up yesterday, last night.
So he's a real person.
I mean, as far as I could tell.
But I honest to God did not see his man because we were looking for it.
It's like it's John Cena. Like you can't see it.
Yeah, no, that's crazy because they had like all the bigger name celebrities in that one corner.
Yeah.
You had William Shatner and then Andy Serkis right next to each other.
Yeah. And like Mike Coulter, who was cool.
Yeah.
Dude,
but
what you said was so funny because we're just walking by and you're like, oh, he's not there. Like you're like, oh, I can't see him. He's not there. I'm like, no, he's right there. He was like, God damn, he's black as night. I was like, because I was like, yeah, don't you see his bald head? Like, oh, you're right. damn, he's black as night. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah, he's sucking the light out of the room.
Yeah, dude. But his I kind of felt bad because I know he had a longer line later, but when we saw him, it was no one in line.
When after you guys left, you and Paige left, me and Wendy were still in that area looking for her brothers, and that's when I saw Andy Serkis's line like way out there.
Oh,
I believe
that's when it was like overflow.
Because he's there till 7, right?
I think he's there until 10 was when the con ended. So.
I think when I looked online, his celebrity row thing was like 12 to 7, so that's why I didn't know if it was like.
I don't know,
but like Tony Danza was there randomly.
Yeah,
I said I should have got my jersey signed because I have a Tony Danza Angel in the Outfield jersey.
Oh really?
Yeah, his character. I don't know his real. It's like Clark something.
Kent.
No,
I'd hope not.
No, it's. I have his jersey, but I was like, I don't know where Tony Danza's from. Like we saw, was it Lou Diamond Phillips?
Yeah, Lou Diamond Phillips.
Like when you weren't there on Friday, because we went there Friday as well.
Friday's the best day.
It was so chill Friday.
So
like, yeah, if you're thinking about going to a Comic-Con, I would go get either a weekend pass or a 2-day pass and go Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
Friday you can scout out everything you want to do, get a feel for it, and then Saturday when all the actual people come out like an influx, you're not as overwhelmed
It's
on
hell on Saturday.
Dude, so it wasn't that bad, honestly.
I mean, well, I guess last year was worse because of Hayden.
I think it was a little bit less of a less people came to this one because of let's be honest. The lineup was kind of weak this year.
It was.
Like Circus was cool. Shatner.
You had Circus, Shatner, who
Sackhoff.
I'm sorry,
Luke Cage.
That name makes me laugh every time.
She got teased so much in college, or not college, high school and grade school. Oh my god,
I kept saying it on Friday too.
She must be a theater kid.
Yeah, but yeah, and then after that, I mean, like even like you had Dean Cain there, who's like Superman in the '90s, but like
true.
Even him, it's like the Walmart version, like.
Damn, I would say Target, not Walmart.
Okay, fine,
man.
Target, but like
Walmart's just, like Brandon Routh.
Like
Hey.
do you like Superman Returns?
I don't.
Okay. It's like you got all offended.
So
yeah, right. He got so offended, and then he was
great in that Elseworld. The
Arrowverse.
I'm not saying Superman Returns was his fault.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah. He's a great Adam. Is that his name?
Oh yeah, Ray Palmer.
Yeah. Yep. What were we talking about?
Fuck I know.
Do you know who had a really surprise? Do you know who Brandon Rogers is? I don't think you would. You're not a YouTube guy.
No, I'm not.
He's like a YouTube guy who's like got big on TikTok.
Oh, his line was huge.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like his line was surprisingly big. First of all, I didn't. I think I knew because I saw the lineup. I was like, oh, that's random. And then when I saw him, I was like, oh shit. Like when you see him in person, it's like that face is like what I used to watch in my childhood because he used to have the offensive skits on YouTube.
They were so offensive.
Dude, it was so fun.
It's so funny, but it's so bad.
Like I want to say the line like what's my favorite? Like my favorite one is "Fuck off, Jan. I'm not going to your fucking baby shower." I think that's the one that went viral. Like him as an old grandpa saying, "Try me, bitch."
Yeah,
but he has one with like the Indian girl in the office eating curry, and she's like, "I can't."
His hall monitor one is my favorite.
Dude, yeah, the fact that he just got famous off of just being offensive on YouTube, and now he's like legit.
Yeah, a voice actor. And
so you're saying I got a future?
If you no, this is like early YouTube. He's like one of the OGs. He's an OG YouTuber. Like I want to say like 2009, 8. That's when like these things were popping off, or maybe like 2010.
Can we talk about our Rocky experience? Hey, Rocky!
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to do it this year. I mean,
I've never been more disappointed in my life.
Well, it's not my fault because I was literally explaining the story to Ricky
as he walked up.
And then I walk up and I'm like,
shit.
Then we just made eye contact and I'm just like, hey man,
you should have been. That was a perfect. Hey, Rocky, what's up? I swear to God, I put money on that he remembered you.
Yeah. So his reaction was kind of like this fucker.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he might have seen the video.
He may have.
After this, I have to show you that section
He's a
where I
Power
see
Ranger.
him. Yeah, and if those of you don't know, Steve Cadoza.
I think Cardona.
Dude, I'm so sorry, Steve. I don't know your name. It sounds so disrespectful.
Our bad, Rocky.
So bad.
Dude, to me, you're Rocky, man. I'm sorry. But yeah, he was the second Red Ranger in Mighty Morphin. I actually have his signature hanging up on this wall. He was in the movie. If you've seen the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger movie. But yeah, no, there's a whole history about this is the third time I'm seeing him. Every single Comic-Con I've been to, he's been there. And so the first time I saw him, he had an empty booth. Like, he was actually in Celebrity Row. Like,
wow.
yeah, and then he was one of those people who had an empty booth. And I just saw it was my first time being in Comic-Con, so I got excited. I yelled, Rocky! And then I kept talking. I was like, dude, this is so cool. Like, do you know Tommy's here? Or no, actually, no. Tommy wasn't here at this one. This is the first time he was by himself. I was just random. I was just like, dude, like, what happened? I'm like talking up a storm. I just kept calling him Rocky. And at one point, I just remember him saying, my name's Steve. And I'm just like, oh, I'm so sorry, Steve. Oh, no, I think I said, oh, I'm so sorry, Rocky. I think I did. Or I said something. And then I just like walk off and I'm just like, okay, thank you, Rocky. And then like next year I went to go see Jason David Frank, and he was just there. And I was just like, do you remember me? He was like, I think you made a comment on on my fan page about something called me Rocky. I was just like, sure. Yeah, that was me. And he was like, at least I just want you to know that I have a real name, and something like that. And I'm just like, I'm sorry. And then he tried to tell me sell me his like dagger or something like that. And I was just like, no, I'm saving my money for the real Ranger.
The real Ranger.
I didn't say it to his face, but I said it's all in my talking head during my vlog. So like, I think he saw it. So because this time I saw him, I was like, what's up? And he was just like, his eyes did this. Like he also went in for a cough too. So he was like,
yeah,
like, oh, I can't. I went in for a handshake. He was like, "Oh no."
His reaction was straight up like, "This fucking guy."
That's the vibe I got too. And then he starts talking stuff. Starts doing his pitch, and he's a good salesman. And I finally bought something from. Oh, I bought the picture to get signed last time I was there. But like, I bought a coin because it was kind of, honestly, it's a cool coin. It's a cool power coin. It has
immediate buyer's remorse.
Yeah. Immediate.
What got me was
you turned the corner.
Side, it's their Thunder Zord too. So it's the Tyrannosaurus Rex and the Dragon Zord, like their Thunder Zord. So I was like, this is kind of actually sick. And then he gets it signed. It's only $20 more. So I was like, you know what? I'll get it signed. And then I'm done with him. I go to see. I don't even know her real name. Aisha. I'm going to go see Aisha.
That's a true fan right there.
I don't know their names.
I feel like you're not even a Power Rangers fan. You're just a Tommy fan. So I got to ask.
So true.
Is Tommy his real name or his...
No, Jason David Frank.
Jason David Frank. But you said that name earlier.
Yeah, but I know him enough to call him Jason. When I met him, I called him Jason David Frank.
Oh, but
so I didn't call him Tommy.
You're such a dick.
I just like him. He was also like an MMA fighter, like Jason David Frank was.
Oh, was he really?
For like a little bit.
He was
okay.
Yeah, but so this year, so we turned the corner. I bought this power coin, and I turned the corner. I get my other thing signed by the other Ranger that was there in that picture, Aisha. Shout out your real name. And then I look over, and they're selling the power coins on her side of the table with the morphers.
Well, it's funny because he said he didn't have any morphers, but they were right there.
Yeah, no, he didn't have like the belt buckle ones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I turned over corner and there's a morphers, and they have all the power coins, and in that power coin mix was Tommy's power coin. And I looked at John, I was like, I have buyer's remorse. Like, while I'm still at the table, and then I fucking drop it. I drop the coin, and then I drop the coin, and it just explodes over. I'm like, oh, this is a sign from God. I was like, what's your return policy, man? Like, you
didn't actually ask that.
He already hates me enough. I know he does. He was like, get this guy out of my booth right now.
Well, you didn't drop it in front of him.
That's true. That would have been funnier.
You should have taken it back and was like, what is the warranty on this?
Yeah, can I just drop this shit and it shattered? No, he's a good. Shout out Steve. Shout out Aisha. I'll find out your.
They
real
were
name.
really nice. I felt like she was flirting with you.
She did say she was like, are you Jeff? I was like, hell yeah, I'm Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
I was like, damn, like,
damn, Aisha.
I'm back to being 6 years old for a second. I was like, oh shit. No, I'm just kidding. No, she's cool though. And there's the other Black Ranger there. Not Black Ranger, shit. Yellow Ranger, who's black. And I'm not gonna lie to you, didn't know I thought she was also. This is meta, but I'm not gonna. I'm kind of just racist because I thought the black chick in Zeo was her, and they're two different actresses.
Man,
so what would happen if you got that picture signed and she wasn't even there?
Oh, if I got the wrong actress, the one from Zeo instead of Zeo, I would have been livid. Hopefully, she would say, "Hey, this isn't me."
This isn't me.
I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry."
Well,
I didn't know. I just didn't figure it out.
Well, that's like
What's happening?
Yeah, I don't even know.
I'm just picturing it off.
Just me going up to the other one, just saying, "Hey, can you sign this?" And she just looks down like, "This is not me." I'm just like, "Yeah, it is. This is you."
Close enough.
You say close enough. He's dying. Oh my god! I haven't even opened this beer yet.
Oh my god.
Go for it.
That'd be so awkward. Oh god. Okay.
But that didn't happen. We all had a good time. We did. Oh, we saw the other Power Rangers. So like the Power Rangers got set up into sections. It was like Mighty Morphin, then like the random ones, and we found who was it? Was it you? We were talking because Ricky was there with us, a friend of the channel.
Has he seen an episode?
He's been on other podcasts.
Oh, okay.
And
Friend of the channel.
He's also in Graveyard Shift, which is one of the shorts we have on our channel too. But the Blue Ranger from Time Force, don't know his name either. I don't even know his character name. I call him the Boy in Motion. And he was cool as hell too, because he's also in One Tree Hill. And he was saying, for those of you who don't know Boys in Motion, That's So Raven had like one episode where they had a fake boy band, and he was in that episode like once or twice or something like that, and it was like a big thing. They had a one song, and apparently he said on Friday night they all went out around Indianapolis and they went to Tin Roof, and then when he was at Tin Roof, the band saw him there and made him get up on stage and perform the song from That's So Raven.
Can he actually sing though?
Yeah, I think he can. I think he.
Oh, shit.
He was like, "Boys, we are the boys in motion. We give you our devotion." And then he made him sing it on stage.
I didn't know that.
I was like, yeah, he was telling me, Ricky, that story, and I was like, "Dude," and he was like, well, "I have video of this." I'm like, "Please show me the video because this is amazing right now."
I too want to see that video.
Yeah,
You should have him send it to you and then get his number.
But it was funny because like I've seen that episode. I didn't watch That's a Raven all that much back in the day.
but you know that episode
100%. So they're talking about it, and then he was like, "Oh no, that's the guy from Boys in Motion."
And then I see you look back at him too. You're like, "Oh yeah."
I was like, "Oh shit, that's
Like
him."
you were like it's clicking in my head now.
Without them telling me, I would have not caught on to that.
Yeah, you said like it was just Chris Brown pointing to Columbus Short.
Bro,
That
in my
was funny
defense,
as hell,
in my defense, Chris Brown did make an appearance on that show.
No, he was in Stomp the Yard together. That's the only connection. Chris Brown was never on That's So Raven.
He was on That's So Raven. He was somewhere in there. I don't know.
He was on a Disney show. He did make an appearance.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
Chris Brown?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like he's like a
It was
sweet,
before he beat up Rihanna.
I feel like he's like a sweet life kind of guy though.
He may have been.
It could have been that. He was
Yeah.
on a Disney show at one point.
Yeah, and you know that you see a black bald guy. I mean, you just
He's not even bald, it's a buzz cut. Yeah, god damn.
it's
In fact, you should say
Same
Columbus
difference.
Short. You said, is there a difference?
Same difference.
I have a buzz cut.
Is there a wait? Who the fuck is Columbus Short?
The guy from Stomp the Yard. Yeah, and he was, and I saw his buddy. He was like, the Blue Ranger laughed because he was like, no, he's like, Columbus Short's a really good friend of mine. We still hang out and stuff like
Oh,
that. And
yeah.
I was just like, yeah, because
The Blue Ranger.
because you're the boys. That, I don't know their names.
Did he
Time
say-
Force is honestly
Did he
one
say
of the best.
he was like his best man or something at his wedding?
Yeah, I don't say. I hear best friend. He might have said best man. That's actually
Okay.
wild if he said best man. That's
Because I thought he said best man.
and you're
because he was
disrespecting him, calling him Chris Brown
Yeah, that's wild.
in front of his best man, bro. That's
To his
He didn't
face.
hear me. He didn't hear me. He was talking to somebody else.
Yeah, but no, honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. Time Force is actually one of the better seasons of Power Rangers. It actually had like a storyline, and, like drama and stuff.
And actually,
Did it?
It did. What are you talking?
kidding.
Oh, I was like, I will fight you. Because I think it's like my second favorite season of Power Rangers after Mighty Morphin. It's a good season. Lost Galaxy. I'm going on a tangent. I'm sorry. Nobody here watches Power Rangers except for me.
I watched Power Rangers. I,
I
grew
did.
out of it when I was like 8.
But I watched it when I was like, I watched it when I was 20. It was fine.
I have when I was sick, like deathly ill, and I felt like I needed to, just die. I did put on Power Rangers.
When you felt like you were gonna die, one of the last thing you wanted to see was Power Rangers.
I needed something that didn't require a lot of attention span.
Yeah, well, there you go. You found
Yeah.
it.
Hey, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. But overall, our experience on the Comic-Con, I think it was pretty good.
Yeah.
No, it was fun. It was fun.
There's been better. I told Paige, I think this like out of all the 3 that I've been to, this is the second best one, because the one with Tommy, I think the main person was a Game of Thrones guy. So like there was a lot of people
Which
there.
guy?
Oh, I think it was the Hound. I think Jason Momoa and the Hound were there for when
shit.
Tommy was there. So like it was like a decent
That's,
like.
that's pretty good actually.
And I think there was a
Jason
couple.
Momoa. No one gives a shit
I
about
think
the Hound.
I think Spider was there. Like it was a lot of the lot of Game of Thrones people there.
The best lineup was last year.
Yeah, you kept talking about last year. I'm like, shut up. I didn't go last year because I was getting drunk in the cabin.
Charlie Cox was there.
Don't get me started on
Yeah,
fucking
I like
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah, he'll be at Cleveland next week.
Shut up! I'm not going to fucking Cleveland. Vincent D'Onofrio, if you're watching this,
I might have to go to Columbus Comic Con, which is in December.
Ew, why?
Because Ashley Eckstein's going to be there.
No idea who that is.
Ahsoka, the voice of Ahsoka.
Didn't you already see her?
No, because she was in Indy 2 years ago. My army ass was stuck at drill, so I had to. So I missed it, and it's probably for the best because I had like $3 in my bank account at the time. But still,
yeah, that's something we didn't talk about. Was us losing money.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't pay anything. You didn't buy anything, did you?
I did not.
That's actually surprising.
so you're like, yeah, I didn't buy shit.
I didn't buy a damn thing while I was
I
there.
bought.
Knocked your beer over. I'm happy it was closed.
Yeah, that one's closed.
Okay,
Thank
yeah,
God.
it's a carpet. It's fine. It's whatever. But yeah, no, me and Paige probably. I think we rounded up without excluding the price of our tickets and food and stuff. Probably around 400. I think it came out like 415.
That's how much my lightsaber was.
That's wild.
$350 for it was 3 lightsabers though. It was Darth
That is
Maul's
true.
and splits.
That is
Pretty
true.
cool.
And
You could fight with them.
I'm still missing a lightsaber. I think if I get a sword, those Game of Thrones swords are calling me. They had a whole booth dedicated to Game of Thrones replica swords.
I got hard, bro.
If I do, it's gonna go right there.
Hey, those swords were cool though.
They were.
Cool.
I kind of wanted the spear, Oberon spear. They had it there in the corner too.
yeah.
I would put that right. That'd be so sick.
We could fight.
With your lightsabers and my spear?
No, with my Aragorn sword.
Oh. Yeah, I'll fuck you up. I'm like, you raped her.
I would
Aragorn-
pay good money
Aragorn-
to see that.
Aragorn would never rape anybody. Let's make that very clear.
You murdered her.
Yeah. Now, had they had Empire Strikes Back, Luke's lightsaber, I would have.
They did.
They did not.
Did you check every single lightsaber booth?
No, I just went to the Ultra Saber one.
Oh, Empire Strikes Back. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they had
Yeah.
Revenge of the Sith and then A New Hope.
Okay. Well, A New
nitpicky.
Hope and Empire Strikes Back lightsaber isn't that different. No.
It's different enough.
He said, yes, it is.
It is.
Bitch.
Like, listen to me.
There's a D ring on the bottom of it. There's divots in the bottom of the hilt.
We're getting close to things.
He's actually he's
have a
out
bubble
nerding me
strip.
about Star Wars right now, and I feel kind of ashamed by it.
The
You can never
episode
out-nerd
4
me
has
in
a
my
bubble
time.
strip on the igniter.
Okay.
Yeah.
okay.
Episode 5 has the calculator strip.
Oh, does it?
Yep.
Okay.
I need to rewatch the original trilogy. It's been a while.
I told Wendy, I was like, look, we can either watch Phantom Menace when we get home, or we can watch Return of the King. Take your pick.
Phantom Menace.
She picked Return of the King because she hasn't finished Lord of the Rings yet.
That's a task though.
Well, especially with me because
It
I
is.
don't watch anything but extended edition on Lord
That's
of the
a
Rings.
fucking task.
So I was like,
man.
it's a 3-hour movie.
I reserve my rewatch for Lord of the Rings when I have flights.
But you also don't like Lord of the Rings like I do.
Fair enough.
Like I was like,
fuck that language.
yeah.
Too many fucking vowels. So stupid.
Yeah, you're like, you saw Theoden's armor. You're like, oh look, Theon did.
I was like,
I was like, bro.
For the love of God. That's why I prefer Game of Thrones over Lord of the Rings
Yeah,
because I can
they have
pronounce their
simple
names.
It's like
That's fair.
John.
Yeah, John. That's
Sansa.
Ned. That's easy as name.
Well,
One vowel.
Tolkien was a linguist. He was part of writing the Oxford Dictionary.
I know.
He wrote his language and then built the story around his language.
And I hate it. Don't get me wrong. I love the story of Lord of the Rings. It's one of the most complete franchises and probably the most beautiful and perfect nerd thing there is. It's just I prefer Harry Potter. We were talking about this.
Bro.
I said Harry Potter's my favorite. Star Wars is the coolest, but Lord of the Rings is the most put together.
I'd say you could argue Lord of the Rings and Star Wars being the most put together. Like universe in general.
I would say that before the last sequel franchise and all this spin-off
same.
shit.
Okay. Prior to 2012, with the whole expanded universe, you could argue that Lord of the Rings and Star Wars has had the best it was between those two between the two most complete franchises.
Sometimes I don't, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. I experienced the Harry Potter book phenomenons. That shit was wild.
Yeah, but it wasn't a complete franchise.
Have you ever been to? I remember going to fucking Borders for the Deathly Hallows book
books,
drop,
yep.
and that shit was packed. The whole mall, like Toledo did like a whole news station like about it. Like the whole mall like had an influx of 100% income because like a 2-day, and we were there at midnight. I just remember some guy driving his car saying Hermione dies, Hermione dies. And I was just like, what?
My mom, who I've never seen pick up a book in her life,
reads Harry Potter.
she went and got Deathly Hallows.
Oh shit.
Yeah, no, the book, just the book mania in general, but the movies, I think sometimes less is more. Not with like Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings, 3 movies, like I said, most complete. But like Harry Potter, fuck, I forgot about the fucking new Beast or Fantastic Beast. That's just a cash grab.
I was actually going to be nice and not even bring that up.
Yeah,
it crossed my mind.
The first one is fine. After that, it falls.
Well,
hard.
especially once they got rid of Johnny Depp.
Even with Johnny Depp, that movie sucked.
Yeah, but Johnny Depp wasn't the reason that it sucked.
No, he was not the reason. He was probably the best part of
He
that
was probably
movie.
the best.
Yeah, you're right.
That's what I'm trying to say.
You're right.
But I'm saying
absolutely right.
the third one, once Johnny Depp wasn't there, it was just trash.
It was a very hard watch. I will say that.
Yeah, because there's only 3, right? There's Fantastic Beasts, Crimes of Grindelwald, and then Dumbledore's Secrets or something like that. I don't really think I watched Dumbledore's Secrets.
I did. It was
Or
trash.
The Secrets of Dumbledore.
Or The Secrets of Dumbledore or something like that. Yeah, because that movie's also doomed. Because at that point, they had Ezra Miller, too, tied to that. Johnny Depp, before he was found innocent, was like, but this is all problematic.
Exonerated. Straight up exonerated.
Are they still making those movies? They canceled that franchise.
They canceled it.
They were going
Thank
to.
God.
It was going. They based it off of how Dumbledore. Secrets of Dumbledore went, and it did not go well.
It went bad. Yeah. Okay. Fine. I can't really. Okay. Like I said, Harry Potter. It's my favorite movies. Like Prisoner of Azkaban. Great movie. I love that movie so much.
My favorite's Order of the Phoenix.
Order of the Phoenix.
The movie, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
well,
That's
my second favorite.
I haven't read the books, so I'm just going by the movie.
Oh yeah, no, I gotta read the book. I'm just saying the books were like a phenomenon. Like I've never seen anything like that when it comes to like even the Twilight books. Nothing came close to that.
No, yeah.
Harry Potter was.
Yeah, it got close.
It
for a while. That was a whole.
But if we're talking about
generation,
we're talking about cinema, guys, like when The Force Awakens came out,
it broke records.
It broke record. It was insane.
It ignited something in us.
Yeah.
That we haven't seen.
We haven't
Force
had
Awakens. Force Awakens had the benefit of not being not seeing a Star Wars movie since Revenge says 2006, and then also had the booster of not having Harrison Ford being seen in the movie or like Luke or like bringing back the original characters since the 81 or 82.
We never see all 3 of them together.
Yeah, all on screen at the same time.
Is trash.
Don't blame him for that.
I'm blaming him for that.
He was setting up, and then everybody else shit out on his project.
I don't care.
Yeah. See, I feel like a Force Awakens.
It has been 40 years since we saw all 3 of them together. Do it in the first fucking movie.
Okay, someone wants their cake and eat it too. It's called suspense and world building.
We were just talking about it in Cobra Kai. They didn't overthink it. They just did what they're supposed to do.
Cobra Kai, yes, but Cobra, you can't put that on the same level as Star Wars.
I'm not putting it on the same level as Star Wars. I'm just saying people like to overthink it and do their own story. Just do the fucking story that's already written.
Yeah, but no, I would have.
That's the thing with Star Wars, though. I don't think there was a story.
What do you mean there wasn't a story?
I was saying like
no,
they had nothing planned.
No.
Oh, no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying like they had a story in the sense that they had Timothy Zahn. They had Heir to the Empire. They had Abeloth. They had so much shit they could fucking do.
No. J.J. Abrams had a complete story for all 3 movies.
Then why didn't he fucking do the second movie?
Because he was doing other shit. The man's a millionaire.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's Star Wars. Put down your other toys and play with Star Wars.
Yeah, that is true.
This is the biggest franchise in cinema history. No one could argue that.
Marvel.
Now,
but I'm talking about over the past 100 years.
Fast and Furious.
Come on.
Now he's race baiting.
Yeah, okay,
No, I said race baiting. I said rage baiting me.
Stop.
He's rage baiting me now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But But
Fast and the Furious. Come on now.
but anyways, and you want to say, oh, let's go do Star Trek.
No, he did Star Trek. Oh, wait.
He stopped Star Wars to go to the second or third Star Trek.
Yeah, I was going to say.
He did the second one. He did the third one.
Whatever.
Yeah, Into Darkness.
And
Fuck yeah, dude, that's awesome.
And
Well, everyone hated it. I liked it.
that's fine. I don't give a fuck if everyone hated it or liked it. The point is, you're in the middle of doing Star Wars, and then you're like, oh, you know what? My story isn't important enough. Let's give it to Rian Johnson and have him shit on it.
No, that's like going to sometimes. Let me use this metaphor. Sometimes, as parents, I'm not a parent yet, but sometimes you got to go out and do stuff. While you leave your baby at home, you get a babysitter. You're like, hey, this is a list of everything that the baby needs to live. I'm trusting you. I'm gonna go out. We're gonna have a fun time. When I get back, it should be, if you follow this,
And then
you should be. And then they go out, have a good time, get some drinks with your wife, have a good time. They come back, the baby's dead.
It was worse than
on life support.
Yeah.
On life support. And then he has to come back and try to revive it.
And then,
even
you're
The Force Awakens. Even The Force Awakens.
Because he did come back.
I know you think The Force Awakens is better than A New Hope. That's a whole nother conversation. But The Force Awakens still copy and pasted A New Hope. So he couldn't even write his own original story.
So
my point is,
what's the original story?
My point is,
what is the original story? There's no original story in Hollywood anymore.
J.J. Abrams is not creative. I'll give this to Rian Johnson. Rian Johnson is creative as fuck.
Have you seen Lost?
I have seen Lost.
He's creative until it comes to an ending.
No, he's not. Yeah.
I slightly agree
Fringe,
with that.
also a great show. Super 8, my favorite movie. Great movie.
Conceptually, he's great, but when it comes to execution,
Yeah,
I think it's what is ending the execution. Execution
like
of
The Rise of
Star Wars.
Skywalker, which everybody can agree was
That's
shit.
after the baby's on life support, after he had just his wife. That wasn't his fault. They gave him a list. To, hey,
The only
this will be good.
There's two good things about The Rise of Skywalker. The first was the cinematics and the visuals of it was amazing.
That's the director. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the second thing was the fact that they completely undid everything in The Last Jedi.
Which is also why the franchise, the sequel franchise, feels so shitty. I don't think he should have done that, but I think he should have just took his licks. But like maybe that comes to what you said. Him not being creative enough to make a cohesive story using Force Awakens, Rian Johnson's.
Plus, they didn't get somebody who can. They didn't get some like Ryan. I'm sorry, not Ryan Johnson. J.J. Abrams. He's used to making his own stories. Lost, Fringe. Where if you fuck it up,
Star Trek. It's a great story.
He still made his own story within Star Trek. Like he basically made it like where he traveled back in time and redid a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Confused the fuck out of me when I was like 9. But anyways, with Star Wars fans are like me. We get pissed very easily if you fuck our shit. So when he basically made Han Solo a deadbeat dad.
Crazy.
And made I guess he didn't make Luke Skywalker die. When Rian Johnson made Luke Skywalker a baby back bitch who died from constipation.
Damn.
Character assassination.
Plus he had one of the greatest character arcs. Luke Skywalker had one of the greatest character arcs
in Legends.
In Legends and the movies. Yeah.
In the original trilogy.
Yeah, he went from just being this whiny little bitch to a guy who saves his dad, which no one else could do. Obi-Wan couldn't do it. Padme couldn't do it. And he was able to bring his dad back from being fucking Darth Vader. Yeah. So, then all of a sudden he goes to, oh, this little kid is lost. I got to kill him in his tent. Like,
yeah, I didn't like any of that.
Yeah,
again, and character assassination.
Yeah. Did you read the original script for the third one? The one that was supposed to be directed by Colin
Trevorrow. See, that's another thing. J.J. Abrams wasn't even going to finish his fucking movies.
Like I said, here's the list. Fine, we have 2 babysitters.
But that's fine, Jeff. But if you're going to do something as Star Wars, you keep the same director, the same producer. Because even if it's shit,
the first trilogy had the same directors?
No.
Thank you.
Well, no, but George Lucas was still controlling it.
Then blame Kathleen Kennedy then.
Trust me. I will. I will. But my point is, yes, you're right. The original trilogy did not have the same directors, but George Lucas was so hands-on with all 3 of them, he might as well have directed them.
Well, he also had what was it, Robert Zemeckis?
Did he really?
I'm not sure. He had some other people that wrote him.
You talking about the original?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he did. They were there. Obviously, no one writes it by themselves, but he was still a writer on there.
Let me guess.
Yeah, 100%.
George Lucas gave him an overarching list of what he wanted to get done, and that he entrusted people to do it for him.
Yes, but the point is he was still hands-on there.
But
J.J. Abrams
he
wasn't even there.
Well, wasn't he the president of LucasArts back then?
That's my point. They didn't have I don't trust Kathleen Kennedy as far as I can throw her. So
you're blaming J.J. Abrams, but I think you should just.
I am blaming J.J. Abrams.
I think you should blame Kathleen.
I will blame Kathleen.
That's fair. I don't think Star Wars was as cohesive as everyone initially thought. I mean, look at the Luke, Han, and Leia love triangle that wound up being siblings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think...
It was... No, he definitely was coming up with it as he was like... He was changing shit as he was going.
Yeah, I feel like it was one of the other directors. I'm spacing on their names.
I don't know any of their names, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it was their idea that they would be brother and sister as opposed to being in a relationship.
Oh.
Because they were supposed to make... So he did have the idea of having another Skywalker twin originally, and then that was going to be his sister. But then, because out of all three movies, Return of the Jedi, well, I take it back. A New Hope was probably changed the most. But Return of the Jedi was also changed a lot because George Lucas wanted to do a lot, but he didn't have the CGI ability to do it.
Oh, yeah.
But anyways, I digress. So you had... he was going to make the Skywalker twin, who was going to... when he made the next trilogy, was going to be the main focus of that trilogy. And he was still going to do that with Leia, but he changed it.
It was supposed to be an evil Luke, right?
No, it's still supposed to be a sister. There was an evil Luke clone, yes.
Right.
Luke, but...
They call him Luke?
I'm not even joking. In the comic books, that's how it is. It's like, it's Luke, and then like Luuuke.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Is that canon?
Yeah, no, not anymore.
Well, yeah.
Oh, that was part of the extended
Legends.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
It
God,
was
that
in the...
stupid as hell.
Yeah, it was so funny. That's what people were saying who Luke was in The Last Jedi to try and like wrap their minds around it.
They thought he was Luke instead of Luke.
They tried making that their headcanon.
Yeah. My headcanon is everything after The Force Awakens doesn't exist. But
I can get on board with that.
You gotta take the good with the bad. How we?
But it's so bad.
it's so bad.
It's so bad.
How did we get on the Star Wars debate?
I don't even know.
Oh, we were talking about lightsabers.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's right. That makes sense.
Fair enough. I think I don't even know it at this point. But yeah, Comic-Con, awesome, great time.
Kathleen Kennedy sucks.
Yeah.
So that goes into our
step down.
That should go into our news.
Because we were going to
next
bring
segment.
that up.
We got a couple stuff drop in the news while we've been away.
Ding dong, the bitch is dead.
One of them is, I didn't put them up on our notes, but one of them is that Kathleen Kennedy is supposed to be stepping down from LucasArts or Lucasfilm, whatever it's called.
Not gotten that as a headline now for like the last 5 years. I feel like we've
but she actually
teased.
addressed it.
Yeah,
that is true.
Like she was quoted in the article that I read,
Yeah.
and so I was like, oh, but like who would succeed her? Do we know anybody else?
John Favreau.
Oh,
Dave Filoni.
That's what I was gonna say.
I don't want Dave Filoni.
What's wrong with Dave Filoni?
No, okay, so Dave Filoni, I think Dave Filoni could do a really good job, but he's a creative.
Yeah.
Okay, George Lucas is the master. Dave Filoni's the apprentice. I want him as a producer. You're not dealing a lot with the creative side. No, I'm sorry, not with as Lucasfilm's head. You're not dealing with a lot with the creative side. You're dealing with the.
You're delegating.
You're delegating it. I don't want him to delegate. I want him in the middle of it. I want John Favreau to delegate what he needs to do.
See, I think John Favreau is too tied up in Marvel too.
John Favreau's leaving Marvel, bro.
Yeah,
he did Mando. He's doing the movie. He did Book of Boba Fett. Don't get me started on that shithole.
I like Boba Fett in the second half.
I like Book of Boba Fett with the episodes that Boba Fett wasn't in it.
Exactly. I like the Mando episode.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's probably why I like the second half because it was all Mandalorian.
Yeah. Which Mando season 3 was trash too. So
Yeah, it was not.
I don't think it was trash. It wasn't as strong as the first two, but
because I moved away from Mando.
Yeah, they had a whole episode with Lizzo and Jack Black.
Lizzo and Jack Black.
Yes.
Jeff's like, I want to see that.
Oh shit!
You do not want to see
when they went to that one planet and they were like king and queen or something like that. That was fun.
And like, do you remember they did that episode where Din got captured by that big machine, Grievous looking thing, and then Bo-Katan saved him. And then after that, I was thinking they're really not gonna make it. Like that's how she gets the
Darksaber back.
And then that's what they did. I was like, that is lazy writing at its peak. I'm not blaming Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni for that because I promise you, the story that they wanted to write isn't the story that came out. I promise you,
I can see that.
Disney wanted Grogu with Din.
But guess what? Here's the thing. Do you think, as Dave Filoni, do you think we would get the Acolyte if Dave Filoni was in charge? Do you think he would have let Leslie Headland take control of that?
I think Dave Filoni was in charge for that, but I don't think Kathleen Kennedy. But also the Acolyte started before Dave Filoni was in charge, because Dave Filoni is the COO of Lucasfilm,
right?
So I think, but Acolyte started before he was in charge.
So he just got absorbed into that project.
I think he got forced into that, and I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt with that because I've seen his body of work and I know how passionate he is about Star Wars. Now, if we keep getting from this point on, if we keep getting shit projects like Acolyte or Andor or stuff like that,
I don't think that's going to happen.
And also, Andor is very most belovedly loved on everywhere except for this podcast.
It is.
Well, do you like it?
I loved it.
Oh, there you go. Except for us two on this podcast.
Well, we talked about this. I don't like the spy and espionage.
Yeah, he hates espionage, anything.
So, like, I get bored. I don't think anything. I just get bored.
Yeah, it's just a completely different look on the Star Wars universe.
I like the skeleton.
I wish I brought this up with Andy Serkis, but
never watched it.
I wish I brought. It was okay.
It was fun.
It wasn't bad. It was a cutesy little show. It wasn't. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But I should have brought this up with Andy Serkis. He was the only part of Andor that I enjoyed.
Is he in Andor?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I need to watch
Like
Andor.
he kicked. It was amazing. Like that prison sequence was amazing. Those prison episodes.
That whole story arc of his.
Oh yeah.
So tragic.
Yeah.
I think it's also
What's his name? Kino Loy or something.
Sounds about right.
I think it's also I'm getting like a Black Widow effect of like, why do I care? I know you're dead. Kind of a situation with Andor. Me personally.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
Initially going into it, I had that exact same mindset.
Yeah.
And then as you get further along into it, that just.
And can I just
because sorry to interrupt.
No, you're okay. You're okay.
Who's the fucking Bootstrap Bill's in it, right? I don't know his Skarsgård.
Oh yeah, Stellan.
Yeah,
Skarsgård.
Ian's Yeah,
Is that their dad or
their dad? Their dad. Because I watched
crazy.
one episode and like he was in it, and then like, is he in the whole entire series, or is this one episode?
Yes, he's in the.
Oh, that
series.
dude, the guy who gave that. Actually, I'll give him this. That speech he gave was actually pretty fire.
Yeah, it was.
But it's just like I don't hate Andor. Okay, I'm gonna backtrack on this. I don't hate Andor. I think the show itself was beautifully made. It was probably the best Star Wars.
Who's in charge of it?
Show? What? Joby Harold?
Yeah, I'm not 100%.
I think it's Joby Harold.
Sure.
He's the one who produced or who made Rogue One after the other people like stepped down or whatever. But he's the one who put Rogue One together in the sense that it made it a good movie.
Okay,
but the other people are the ones who wrote the story of Star Wars.
Got you.
But that's my point. He made it like a really good show. It was a really good, well-made show. The only problem was it didn't feel like there wasn't aliens in it until the end.
That is true.
And it's
that's one thing that kind of threw me out of it because it is all just humans.
Yeah, and it didn't feel like Star Wars.
It doesn't.
That's my issue with it.
And I can get behind that 100%.
Yeah. So if season 2 is more if season 2 is more has more aliens in it, it feels more like Star Wars. Got that little bit of a corny vibe to it because Star Wars is corny as fuck. If it got that little more corny vibe to it, I might like it more.
You can honestly say that about Rogue One though too.
But there was more aliens in Rogue One.
It was more robots if anything.
But it still
Rogue
felt
One's
like
one of my I think it's in my top 5 favorite Star Wars films. The first half of it, first third of that movie is kind of weirdly paced, with like jumping to a lot of planets, but then it settles into itself and it's a ride.
The 2 Vader scenes in that is so fire.
We've never seen a better live action Vader up until maybe
Now that
Kenobi
The
or
season
Ahsoka.
now that Anakin's
Kenobi.
back into the mix, like Hayden Christensen, I want like a series. I think we talked about this on the podcast where like Vader just goes around hunting rogue like.
I would
Jedi.
actually, I actually wouldn't hate like a 1-season show of that.
Oh no. Well, yeah, nothing. Like I said, more is less sometimes. So like, yes,
1 year after
Or less
Revenge of the
is more, not
Sith,
more is
like
less.
1 year after Revenge of the Sith, I want Hayden Christensen in the suit doing.
Oh fuck! Just realized James Earl Jones is dead.
Yeah, but they got licensed for his voice.
Yeah, I know it's not the same.
I know. It's. I mean, it's sad. But
Even though you did tell you that his voice was like there was AI in the Obi-Wan
they got
Kenobi,
AI,
I couldn't tell a difference.
Which-
I'm just gonna know now.
Can I just talk about Kenobi? I've never had more of an up-down emotional with Kenobi. Like that
was a roller coaster.
Yeah, because like when he runs in and is choking Reva in that room. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I thought that was one of the coolest scenes. I was like, yes, finally, fuck this bitch. And then he just like lets her down slowly, and he's like, I underestimated you. I'm like, bitch, like what the fuck?
Yeah, he underestimated her.
And
Did he
then-
stab her and she still lived?
Yeah, right in the fucking gut. Apparently, everybody can survive a stab in the gut except for Qui-Gon.
Yep.
Like,
Are we sure about that? I don't know.
what?
What?
I was like, where are we going?
Darth Maul got cut in half and he's back. Are we sure he's dead? It wasn't confirmed a Force ghost until the end of the 3rd movie, right?
Well, for
So 4 years later,
Darth Maul, that made sense. I mean, this species has
Well-
2 hearts and
Well, that
but-
and like people have survived. So even Anakin survived kind of the same way that Darth Maul did.
he got both his legs
Sure.
and his,
Like
both his
Anakin,
arms
like
chopped off.
so literally, and then
I'm just trying to get creative, guys.
Same thing with
I'm throwing my hat in for CEO of Lucas.
and then same thing with
What's
Darth.
happening?
With I guarantee you're not going to know this character. You might.
How dare you?
Do you know who Darth Sion is?
Fuck no.
Oh, do you know who Darth Sion is?
I can't say
Okay,
that I do.
so he was basically a guy who died like a bunch of times, but he had such hate for the Jedi. The hate from the Force kept him alive.
Interesting.
So he was part of the Darth. He was part of the Sith Triumphant with Kreia and Nihilus. Right after Revan. So
This is Old Knights.
yes,
Oh,
this
yeah.
part of the game.
Yes.
Okay.
So he eventually ended up being able to let go of his hate, and then he died. But he was kept alive basically the same way that Maul and Anakin was.
They're his hate for Obi-Wan and his hate for they're both hate for Obi-Wan.
They both hate for Obi-Wan's just fucking people up, man.
I guess they both hate Obi-Wan. I hate you.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's my funny.
I love it.
Thank
I
you.
love
Now,
it.
now I want to watch Revenge of the Sith.
But
Yeah, but Kathleen Kennedy stepping down. So you want Dave Filoni?
I want.
Oh no,
Favreau.
we want
Jon
Dave Filoni.
Favreau.
I want
You want
Favreau.
Jon Favreau.
I wouldn't mind if Favreau
Yeah.
was to take up the
I'd
mantle.
actually be
And
okay with Kevin Feige too. There's
That's
that.
not-
I've heard that. I've
he's
heard that.
talked about.
There's no way he,
He
can do
loves
two.
Star Wars, dude. He loves Star Wars.
There's
more
no
than
way
he
he
loves
can be
Marvel.
president of 2 places.
I'm not saying he will be.
That's literally like
I'm saying he's going to leave Marvel to go to Star Wars.
no.
Yes.
No,
I
sorry.
would-
I love
did
Star
you
Wars. I
not
love Star
see
Wars. I
the,
love Star
He
Wars. but I
he
need-
likes Star Wars more than he likes Marvel, bro.
I
Say,
don't care. He needs to stay there.
Not hear about the drama with Todd McFarlane and Kevin Feige,
Todd McFarlane. Who's
I
that?
didn't
Remind me
hear
of.
about this
the creator of Deadpool.
No.
He was not invited to the premiere of Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh, shit.
And
The creator of Deadpool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really?
they got into it and basically said that Kevin Feige's not a good guy. Todd McFarlane was.
I'm sorry. Can we just think about this? No one in
Oh no,
Hollywood-
it's not. It's not McFarlane. It's Rob Liefeld. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, Rob Liefeld.
Oh,
They
the feet
got
guy.
into it. Yeah, the creator of Deadpool and Wolverine.
Got you. But can we just talk about this real quick? I don't expect anyone who is a CEO of a Fortune 500 company to be a good person. You
That's
don't
fair.
get to where you are because as a person who's made like short films and stuff and try to be a director, you got to be an asshole. You have to be to get people in
100%
line
to an extent,
to do
yeah.
shit.
But
so
I
like,
mean,
See, I feel like you can be an asshole in your professional life to get things done, but you don't need to be an asshole personally.
not to get to be successful. That's my personal take on everything.
okay, but
Because George Lucas isn't an asshole. If you talk to anybody who's like I talked to Timothy Zahn, who wrote Thrawn and started the EU, he was saying that George Lucas, yes, he was very like he cared about what he did.
Passionate.
He was passionate, but he was very kind.
Yeah.
And I've talked to more people who's met George Lucas personally, and they've always said very kind, very awkward. Because I mean, let's be real, he's a creative, and most creative people are awkward.
That's probably, but Kevin Feige's not a creative. He's a suit.
Well, then he's probably a dick. But like
that's what I'm saying. He's a suit.
But I'm just saying, not everybody who is like that.
I'll take it back.
Asshole.
If because George Lucas wrote and directed the first, like he's an artist who happened to make this franchise and build around it. Kevin Feige is a suit. He worked as a PA and then worked his way up the ladder. Yeah. If you are a suit in like Hollywood, you're probably an asshole. Yeah. If you're a shirt, that's what they call them, shooting suits and shirts. If you're a shirt, you're an artist guy. You're probably good. And then guess what? He sold the business. He was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Probably because he probably felt his heart. I don't know how did the fuck we get on this? I don't know. But
well, because we were talking about Kevin Feige, and
the
going
whole
to Star Wars.
No,
but
Rob
Liefeld, he was complaining to Marvel, just saying that Kevin Feige needs to step down.
No, fuck him. Sorry.
But
all because he wasn't invited to the premiere.
But I want John.
That's petty.
I need Kathleen Kennedy out there. I really don't even. I'll take her place at this point. I don't care. But like,
what's Kevin gonna do for Star Wars?
Like what he did for Marvel.
What he did for Marvel.
But he did from the ground up. There's already so much stuff there. Was he going to introduce a multiverse to get everything back?
Hey,
I need someone who's
to.
I need someone
he said, at this point,
reset it. Fuck it.
I need someone who can write a good story without who just. I need someone who just cares about the story. That's all I need. Like, I don't care at this point. Just give me someone who can. Because writing a good Star Wars story is different than writing a good story.
That's fair.
Like
as we learned from The Last Jedi.
Yeah, Star Wars has Last Jedi standalone film. It's amazing.
It's
amazing.
A really good film.
But it was a horrible Star Wars movie.
It's The Last Jedi and Eternals.
When you're making a Star Wars movie, you can't worry about it being a good movie. None of the Star Wars movies are technically good movies. Maybe Empire. But
I was going to say Empire. Was
maybe Empire. But other than that, they're not like these blown away.
No one's getting Oscars for these movies.
They did though.
Not for like Best Picture.
No, they got Oscars mostly for like
editing, visual effects. Yeah. I'm saying you're not going to get one of the big three or big four. You're not going to get Best Actor, Best Actress.
No,
writing or
the dialogue is too corny to be
exactly.
Best Actor.
It's written for kids.
It's written for kids. Yeah,
and us. Grown-ass men who were kids, but now we're men.
I say this all the time. You don't have to grow up. You just have to grow old.
Yeah.
True. Hey, I hate that. I need to get a fucking mic stand. I am a strong component. My favorite director is Michael Bay. So I get it. All his movies are just popcorn fest. That's probably why that's why I said Star Wars is the coolest to me, because it's like turn your brain off for a little, to a degree. Sometimes it does get a little confusing. But turn your brain off, watch the special effects, lightsabers, fights, and just go ham, and then that's all you need. Now, the person in charge of that who's going to let artists. I think you got to need to get a person who's good at collect. Oh, fuck, you're right. Kevin Feige's really good at that.
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah.
I was like, damn it.
He is the best.
Kevin Feige gets those directors when they're like young and spry, or not young and spry, but like Scott Derrickson to get Doctor Strange, who did like Sinister and stuff. Just things you wouldn't imagine them doing.
Kevin Feige gets good directors and lets them cook.
Exactly.
But I'll say
like
after Endgame, I think they were worried too much about.
I can tell you why that happened.
Wait, what'd you say?
I can tell you why all of that happened with Marvel and Star Wars.
What?
The Disney CEO, Bob Iger, stepped down.
Oh, they got a new one.
And then they got a new one.
Bob Chapek.
And his whole ideology was to push as much content
as fast as possible
out of any of the IPs.
Because the Disney Plus was launching too.
Can I be honest?
Yes.
Why did it feel like they were so worried about, like they were so, I don't want to say this and get canceled. Why were they so worried about diversity? Like
because they were trying to appeal to
everybody,
the widest audience, and just push.
But if you try to appeal to everybody, you're going to appeal to nobody.
Exactly.
Like
sure.
And that's why all of the stuff post Endgame, post Rogue One failed.
That's why I'm like, if you just write a story, and then you get the best actors for each role. And I'm talking about how they look, how they talk, how they walk.
I think they've done that. all the casting.
You think they've done that?
All the casting.
They definitely
name
have
one
now.
bad cast that they've gotten like that. Like the superhero. You name one bad actor who's been a superhero that you don't think can play that. I think it's mostly the script writing and the production of it.
I'm not talking about just Marvel, bro.
Oh, you're talking about Star Wars.
I'm
too?
talking about
Just
everything
anything
Disney.
across the board. Yeah.
Even Harry Potter, the new Harry Potter show that's coming out.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up
They literally
earlier.
talk about Snape being a pale, white, big nosed dude in the book, and then they literally make him black, like, which is fine. I mean,
I'm a strong component of what I know. What actress said it? There was some. I think it was the chick from Fast and Furious. She was like, "I don't care about having like turning a man character into a girl character. Just make more girl characters for us to play that are strong." I get that, but also, I do not care because this new series is for the Gen Z, and Gen Z is all about that. That's like the whole thing is inclusiveness.
that's because it was forced down their throat.
Yeah, and it has been.
Yeah.
Just like
Just
we
create
got
a new
forced down
character.
our shit was forced down our throats too. We probably don't know about it because that's what generations do. Generations before you.
Yeah, but
Well, they did it with they call it, I want to say it's blackwashing, where they take all of the ginger characters.
we
and
talked
they
about
make
that.
They make them
because
make 'em
gingers
black.
and black people are the same. We have a connection.
I feel like only black people. I
You're
feel like
I don't
I've only ever heard that
I
from
don't
black
respond
people.
to
But like, I don't care. I don't like. They made Captain America black in the new, obviously. So
But
and
isn't he
that
black in the
was, and
comics?
I actually enjoyed that movie, and I'm in the minority of that.
that worked because it was set up. It wasn't forced down anybody's
Exactly.
throats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And they didn't make
the mantle.
and my
Yeah,
thing
and
is,
then it also happened in the comics.
and they also didn't make Steve Rogers black.
Yeah, exactly.
True, it's a different character. Yeah,
That's
Black
what I'm
Panther,
saying.
it's a
Yeah,
different
like
character.
I don't
create a new
care
character.
if they-
Miles
if-
Morales.
If they make an original,
Fair-
if they
that's
make
fair enough.
if they make an original Star Wars movie,
Yeah,
a brand new story, and they make the main character black, do not give a shit.
dude,
I couldn't
that's
care less.
dude. I was so pissed when
John Boyega.
yeah, because I was so excited when I saw
I was the same
posters
way.
with him, the blue lightsaber. I'm like, this is it.
I
And
thought it
then
was cool.
Fucking Ray got it, and I was like,
This is shit.
I felt
like,
I
come
felt
on,
I
throw
felt
us a
the same
bone.
way. I felt the same way.
Star Wars bone. We have Mace Windu, and that's it.
I felt the same way for two reasons. One, I was thinking to myself, great, we have a black Jedi. I can stop hearing about it. Two,
We have Mace Windu.
yeah, I know.
We had the baddest.
But yeah,
Jedi.
but also, I was also thinking a stormtrooper who became a Jedi.
That sounds
that's
sick.
Black Kyle-Katarn.
Kyle
who?
Katarn, 100%.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yes,
No,
I'm
that's
so
not bad,
glad
I
I'm
know.
not the only person that knows who that character is.
I'm kind of the only person in this room that doesn't know what this is.
It's from a video game.
I don't.
Some of the best.
It's
Star
one of the
Wars
best video games. Yeah,
Was it
like
Old Republic?
PS2, Xbox kind of thing.
It was in that era. Well, not in that era. Is after Return of the Jedi.
Oh,
It came out
Luke
during
trains
that
Kyle-Katarn.
time of games.
Yeah,
you know what?
back when they made good Star Wars
But
games.
we didn't even get it because he's just a stormtrooper who's fallen in love with a girl who doesn't love him.
But yeah, I mean, his story.
Welcome
goes
to
back-
reality.
right? Like his story was so good. He had a
he got
connection
done
to
so
it.
dirty.
He did.
You don't even know who he is.
His role.
Wait,
got,
who?
Kyle Katarn.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you're talking about Finn. Oh,
Same
thing.
Well,
But yeah, okay.
his role got reduced to.
Wait, was this guy black
Ray!
too?
No,
Oh, okay.
no.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Damn. But yeah, no, seriously, Kathleen Kennedy, please leave. But the whole diversity thing, I mean, I get it, but like I said, would you rather watch this TV show for Harry Potter? Going back to the Harry Potter Snape thing, are you gonna watch this new TV show with the same like resilient, like the same twinkle in your eye, or are you just gonna rewatch the movies?
I'd probably rewatch the movie.
Exactly,
Yeah.
it's not meant for us. So why do we care about this black boy being casted?
Because what do you mean it's not meant for? I hate that term. I feel like when you write a story, you shouldn't mean it for anybody. You should just write your story.
No, when I write stuff like when I write skits, I write skits for you have to know your audience.
Yeah, you have a target audience.
You have to know your audience, and this audience for this HBO Max series is not us. It's for the kids.
That's fine. Then teach the
It's-
kids
it's-
you don't always get your
it's
way.
for the people who read the books that want the movies
Also true. Also
to be
true.
more accurate to the books.
Yeah, and they're
And
not.
then you're going to cast a black actor.
Yeah. When they
And one of-
specifically say what he looks like in the book.
Exactly. In one of, if not the most prominent role, or
Yeah.
I think it's maybe because I just don't care.
strongest role in film franchise
'Cause
or even in the
I
books.
wouldn't
understand
care,
that.
I wouldn't care either if it just doesn't keep happening. If it wasn't okay, so if they just made Snape black and they weren't doing this for the past 10 years or 20 years, I wouldn't have as much of an issue with it.
Gotcha.
The problem is they just keep doing the same shit over and over and over again, and then it ends up being a flop. And then they go, "Oh, everyone's just racist. That's why they didn't watch it."
Yeah, it doesn't even necessarily come down to the race thing either. I mean, they got John Lithgow,
Lithgow
playing Dumbledore, and I remember it being such a problem.
Wait, John Lithgow. Wait, is he American?
Yes,
That's
what I'm getting to.
Okay, sorry.
I remember it being such a big deal
Mm-hmm.
when Christopher Columbus was directing the first 2 Harry Potter films.
Yep.
The entire cast had to be
J.K. Rowling specifically said
Yeah,
they had to be British American or British actors.
or from like Scottish.
Basically, no like
She wanted
no
United
Americans.
Kingdom actors, no
Yes.
no American actors will be in my movies.
She wanted it UK.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So I didn't know he was casted.
yeah, it's been confirmed.
That's see, I'm more pissed off about he doesn't give me a Dumbledore feel.
They said that he's great in stage actor, and he's done.
I just hear
A
his
bunch
voice
of-
as Lord Farquaad.
Yeah, exactly. I
Like I'm more mad about that than like a black Snape. Do we know if Hermione's going to be black? Do we know that?
I thought Ron is. Which it's funny they picked Ron because if you make Ron black, you got to make his whole family black now.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Adoption.
Please no. They tried that with Fantastic Four. It did not work.
Oh, with the
Fan
Michael B.
Force stick.
Jordan. I forgot about
no,
that.
that didn't work.
They did do that, didn't
Yeah,
they?
they did.
I forgot
Didn't
about
work.
that.
Yeah.
And look, it was a flop.
Dude, what if the whole entire Weasley family?
what were they thinking?
Wait, hold on. I think we should do this because this is funny. We make Ron black. We make Fred and George Asian. We make everyone a different race. Like Charlie's Indian. Like the Weasley
That
was like a
would be
family.
hilarious.
What would Ginny be?
Jenny, I don't know. She could be white. I don't know.
Arabian.
She could be white.
Arabian,
Oh, there you go.
Middle East or
Arabian.
something. It's like the Weasley have like a big family because they keep adopting all these kids. I'm actually here for that because that's so fucking funny. Dude, can we please HBO Max listen to our podcast and let's do that, please? I don't care what they say.
Let's not do that.
I don't care. No,
please.
that's a good idea. I think it's a great idea.
Jalen picks up a good point. Like they're literally making this show to make it more like the books,
Yeah, that's
And
actually that's valid.
and
That's very
then
valid.
they do that. Like,
Because Hollywood has an agenda. They have to, because they're scared. Because things cost more money. Things don't make as much money because people aren't going to the theaters as much as they are. Streaming platforms, I don't even know. I'm not honestly sure how the streaming platform revenue gets shared and stuff like that.
I don't either, but I heard that Disney is plummeting.
Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Probably.
Like even with,
I don't know how much longer it's going to last. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, Daredevil Born Again, it's not getting the numbers that
even
thought that they were going
Acolyte,
to.
like nobody. I don't even think it. No, I'm sorry. It was Skeleton Crew. Didn't even make it on their charts, which
Yeah.
it would have if they didn't suck.
It's over. It's also oversaturation.
Yeah, it is.
Well, yeah, but especially because after Bob Iger stepped down and then Chapek came in there, they were pushing out all this content.
Yeah, like yeah.
And like for, let's see, Revenge of the Sith came out in 2005. Force Awakens came out in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 10-year gap if all we had was Clone Wars.
and
Sure.
Rebels.
And yeah, but that was after
Right.
that was George Lucas. Is my point. Like George Lucas wasn't going to make a movie for a few more years after that.
Which is great because you can let the fans speculate and come
Yeah.
up with different theories and ideas as to where the story
That's
is going
another
to
thing.
go.
That's another thing about. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off.
you're fine.
George Lucas. We were talking about him not directing all through the original trilogy, but I was saying how hands-on he was about every little thing.
Mm-hmm.
Where he might as well have been directing it. He was such a micromanager.
Mm-hmm.
He did the same thing with Clone Wars.
Yeah.
He didn't make money off of Clone Wars. That's why Disney canceled it. He lost money from Clone Wars.
I thought Clone Wars was Cartoon Network.
It was,
Yeah,
but it was still
went to-
George Lucas.
Oh, gotcha.
Like
gotcha.
Dave Filoni,
he directed that.
Digress.
Dave
I didn't know that.
Filoni directed it.
But
I'm saying, like Dave Filoni, they would be at their table trying to figure stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
This is coming from like the actors, like Ashley Eckstein and James Arnold Taylor, who played Obi-Wan and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
They'd be there trying to figure stuff out, and Dave Filoni wouldn't know what to do, and he'd call George and be like, "Hey, what do we do?" And then he'd hang up the phone. Okay, George said we do this. So like he was
Kinda sick, actually.
yeah, no, it is. I would if I was sitting here and one of you guys called George Lucas, I'd be like, oh my god.
Yeah,
But
can I talk to him real quick?
yeah, like,
right.
just wanted to say I love you, man.
It's like, what's up?
Yeah, so I guess you're saying, or I'm saying, yeah, he didn't direct it, but it was still under his management.
That's what I'm saying. And if J.J. Abrams did that, I'd be cool with it. And as long as it was just a continuous story, it didn't have to be the world's greatest story.
He probably already had a 2-movie deal with Paramount.
Then don't pick up Star Wars.
Okay, let's see. You're a young nerd because J.J. Abrams is a nerd as well. And Star Wars is on your table.
Then
what are you gonna do?
Then you drop.
You're contracted to do a movie, you got to do it.
That's fine.
This is all speculation. I have
fine.
no idea if he's actually contracted though. This is all I'm
That's
guessing.
fine. My point is, if I'm a nerd, and it doesn't matter what kind of nerd I am, if I like Star Wars is getting 100% of my attention.
See, then that's when you get Game of Thrones. Gets 100% of your attention, but you're already contractually obligated to do a thing.
I'm
you
saying
rush through it.
Then I'm saying, let me finish Game of Thrones. You do your sequel trilogy. I'll do because they were planning other movies anyway.
Yeah, it was. They were in charge of the next sequel trilogy.
Then when I'm done with what I'm doing, I'll come over and I will put 100% of my attention on Star Wars because that's what it deserves.
They didn't get a chance because this last movie sucked so much.
It was so.
Yeah,
I think they canceled theirs.
Because Star Wars,
so much stuff has been canceled down the pipeline. It's ridiculous. It's hard to even keep up.
The
with
one I'm mad about is the Patty Jenkins, the Top Flight one, the Squadron one, like a Top Gun in space.
That might not be canceled. It keeps going back and forth.
It can be a Top Gun.
Because
Star Wars movie.
her and Kathleen Kennedy were fighting.
They're right.
Patty Jenkins and Kathleen Kennedy were fighting over how they wanted the story to go. Because Patty Jenkins, her dad was a fighter pilot.
I didn't know that.
So she was based.
That's actually really
no,
cool.
it's really cool. So she was putting so much effort into it that she wanted it to be amazing. And Kathleen Kennedy is doing Kathleen Kennedy things and probably wanted to make the fighter black or something. So they
a black female
lesbian. Yeah.
It's a new character. I don't care. Just give me someone in a plane.
Exactly. I don't
give me
care
a dog
who
fight
it
in
is,
space, please.
as
I
long
want
as
to see
it's
a
a
dog
good
fight in
story.
space.
I don't care who it is, but the point is, don't make that the center of it.
Exactly.
True.
Like that's what bothered me about Acolyte is that they shit on Anakin's story so fucking hard.
Yep.
So fucking hard.
You can't say that.
Okay.
Wait, how did I shit on it?
Dude,
I'm gonna tell you how. I'm gonna tell you how. I'm gonna tell you how.
You're gonna tell me this, and we're gonna have to wrap up because we're going.
That's cool. I don't think we even got to most of our subjects.
We didn't.
But okay. So in the Darth Plagueis book,
Okay.
What happened was Darth Plagueis tried to make the perfect dark side entity, right?
Yes.
And in response to that, the Force said, "Fuck you. You can't do that." And then they made the perfect light side entity, Anakin.
Gotcha.
So that's why he's so powerful.
Born from the Force.
Yes. So he was, and he didn't have a father. It was a virgin birth.
Like Jesus.
Yes. So
The chosen one.
the chosen one.
Fair enough.
He was supposed to be the only one like that. And then Acolyte
comes out,
and made twins by them chanting the power of one, the power of two. I was just like,
of many.
yeah.
That
Yeah.
shit was so crazy.
What the
Kind of
fuck?
fire, bro.
Oh my god.
No.
I'll download it on iTunes for you.
Please
but so, and then they're supposed to be like, oh, this is supposed to be related to Anakin or whatever. I'm like, bitch, like.
Yeah, no.
And then they show Plagueis in it, like creeping around a corner. I'm like, what the fuck, bro?
Is it
Like,
maybe that? Wait. So you're saying in the book he created a perfect dark side entity?
he tried to?
Oh, he tried.
Yes.
He didn't do it.
Yeah.
Wasn't successful.
He wasn't successful.
But what if? Is that book canon?
Not anymore.
What if they were trying to do that to where it was actually successful, and then you get, I forgot her name, the Acolyte, and you get the twins,
But
as
the
the
point
perfect
is-
dark
but
side
that-
entities. Then Anakin gets born because
Acolyte
of the girls.
also ruined continuity by having
It ruins
chaotic
continuity.
Moody. Yeah.
Because even so, in the Phantom Menace, I'm
sorry.
sorry, not in the Phantom Menace, in the Plagueis book, actually, Plagueis finds out about Anakin because he's alive during the Phantom Menace. He doesn't die. So while Obi-Wan and Anakin is fighting Darth Maul, I'm sorry, Obi-Wan and Anakin, Obi-Wan Qui-Gon is fighting Darth Maul. He, Chancellor Palpatine, becomes Chancellor, and then him and Plagueis are talking to each other, and that's when Palpatine gets Plagueis so drunk that he just electrocutes the fuck out of him and kills him while he's sleeping.
Is this canon? No, it's the same.
Well,
book.
that
Same
part's canon because they talk about it in Revenge of the Sith. But
You never heard the story of Darth
The Darth Plagueis the Wise.
Oh, that story happens when I thought the story happened before.
That happened like during
Phantom Menace.
Do they time code that in the movie?
No, but I think it's. I want to say it's either headcanon or that you kind of just put together the pieces and
so you kind of put the pieces together. Plus, it was canon before Disney took over, and they haven't replaced it with anything else, and it's the thing that makes the most sense. So we roll with it.
Fair enough.
So
until when they were trying to do it with the Acolyte, and they probably we're never gonna know. They got canceled.
Man.
But either way, they still talk about the Chosen One throughout the whole series, the trilogy series.
Yeah.
So what my point is, if they made these twins the same way Anakin was made, what makes Anakin special?
He's the light side version, the dark side version.
But they were both like neither. I didn't look at either of them as light side or dark side.
One was supposed to
because
be
one of
good,
them
and
turned
one was
dark,
supposed to be bad.
but the light one turned dark.
Right.
But so,
I mean, you can
so
say
did
that. I was going to say
so did Anakin.
Same thing about
But-
Anakin.
Guys, I think we're making it make sense right now.
We're not.
We're not. It makes no sense.
We're not.
No.
Oh well, this is fun. I love how we always just end up talking about Star Wars.
We do. There was so much more I wanted to talk about.
There was so much more I wanted to talk about too.
Like what?
The State Farm commercial that just dropped.
Which one?
The new.
Oh, the Joker one where they
Yeah,
made the Joker look better than.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You haven't seen that?
Yeah.
No.
I was going to ask if you'd seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I've seen the teaser, like with Kai Cenat saying, "Oh, there's something in the thing," and it cuts like to be continued or something like that. It's like the bat signal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they dropped their full trailer. It's so good.
Yeah, and
They
made the Joker look better than any.
So I'm
Joker
saying,
I've seen.
wait. So DC teamed up with State Farm to make a Batman thing,
Yeah.
and the Batman. You're saying the Batman and the Joker look better than like most live action.
Yes.
What's the Batman look like?
Yeah, he looks like Batman.
What's the Joker look like?
The Joker.
Like we're talking about like animated series Batman and Joker where
I'll
they
have to look
actually
it up
look
after this
real.
podcast.
we're gonna watch it.
If they put that Joker on if they put that Joker on like Mark Hamill's voice,
Yeah.
it'd be great.
Perfect.
Dang. Well, I know we had talking in our notes about Sadie Sink joining the MCU. I also don't know if that's confirmed or not. I re-looked at the posts I saw, and like it was from Screen Rant and some New Rock Stars.
I'm sure at some point she will. Everybody does.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so wild how many
But
people.
they were also speculating that Sydney Sweeney was going to be cast as
Black Cat,
Black Cat.
Black Cat.
and then
which I
she-
am looking forward to more than anything in the world.
But I
I
haven't heard
wouldn't
any
be mad about
movement on
it.
that.
But she was also in Madam Web.
Madam Web.
We just pretend it
stop
doesn't
Yeah,
exist.
Madam Web.
Okay.
Don't
That's
do
like
that to yourself.
that's like
That's
Acolyte.
fine.
That's,
Do
that's
not
like
do that to
Acolyte. We just
yourself.
pretend it doesn't exist.
Madam Web is as a huge Spider-Man fan. Madam Web is actually that's not even dog shit. It's elephant shit. Something just turned on. Oh, that camera turned off. It's fine. We're towards it anyways.
Yeah.
But no, I was told. I read the article about Sydney Sink, or not Sydney Sink, Sadie Sink, the girl from. If you don't know who that is, that's the redheaded girl from Stranger Things. Running up the hill. That girl. So I was told that she might be playing Jean Grey, which also got debunked. And then there's three options: Jean Grey, Mary Jane Watson, or Mayday or May Parker.
She's interesting.
And it's like, I think they're trying to do I know again Spider-Man multiverse, but I think they're trying to do another multiverse in live action, and they're gonna have her be
I hope they don't.
Tobey Maguire and Kristen.
I want
Bell.
I want
Dunst.
Daughter.
I want one good Tom Holland street level movie.
You're not gonna get
Just
it.
give me one.
You're not gonna get it.
That's all I want.
Sony's not gonna let you get it.
I know Sony sucks.
They're not
Awful.
Sony is never. They're never gonna make that because I think Spider-Man's so much of a marquee villain to just go back and
Spider-Man's a villain.
Hero. So that's why I said wrap it up. My brain is dying right now. He's so much of a marquee hero to go back to he's not like Batman. Like you have like the Dark Knight Rises, this big thing, but it was also like a street level because it wasn't like a world. It was only Gotham in trouble. I don't know.
But that's why No Way Home was so good because we finally get
Peter
the
Parker.
wrap up
Yeah.
of the Iron Spider man child.
True.
And we get
get
that
Spider-Man,
and
yeah.
now we get Spider-Man
With the classic suit.
perfect. No advanced technology or anything.
I think
It's just suit.
unless Sony
and he's on his own.
Unless Sony sells the rights back to Marvel, which honestly Sony's I think been tanking for a while. They might do it.
They'll never do it.
They'll never.
They canceled their Spider-Verse thing. The villain thing after Craven flop.
Oh yeah,
that's all done.
Can we just talk about how they had Morbius, and then they made no money, and then they took it out of theaters and they put it back in theaters, and they still made no money.
Oh yeah, because of the memes. Everyone's like, oh, they must love it. That's sometimes what I'm saying. Sony, old studio executives are out of touch.
They're so out of touch.
They're never going to be in touch until because all they're going to do is give it to their nepo babies who are going to also be out of touch.
That's why Star Wars was so famous, because George Lucas didn't have any executives. It was him.
Yep.
But I was also back in like the 70s and 80s when movies were good.
But they still had executives.
Yeah, but that's back when movies were good. Everyone's on cocaine. No one give a shit.
But he made it in the early 2000s too.
Yeah, back when that's when like we talk about politics, but like that's when like stuff was cheaper. Everything was like you could make a movie for like I don't know how much, but you always had the theater run, and then you could bank on the DVD sales to help make up that profit.
That's true.
You don't have that anymore. That's why you don't see comedies and movies anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they're so hard to make and get your money back.
Yeah.
So like, we're never gonna get anything to where like it's a gamble. Like a street level Spider-Man, that's you're taking a risk on other people. Like you said, making it for everyone. Not everyone knows the like Kingpin is also a Spider-Man villain.
Yeah.
Not everyone knows that. Kingpin is now associated with Daredevil.
I feel like everybody knows that.
No, they
Ask
don't.
Paige.
No, they don't.
She can probably name you Green Goblin.
Crazy.
She can name you Doc Ock, but she's not gonna know who Kingpin is.
They'll name you the ones who's already been in the movie.
Exactly. Like Mysterio, I think to me was a gamble.
They're not going to name Scorpion.
They're not gonna. You shouldn't. Honestly, Scorpion got more respect from the cartoon. I watched the cartoon
recently.
Yeah, recently. But before that, only thing I knew about Scorpion was from the video games, though. And in the cartoon, the cartoon looks stupid.
I'll tell you what I want to say.
You can talk about Spider-Man all day, and then Scorpion.
I'll tell you what I want to say.
I like Shocker better than Scorpion.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, they're kind of the same level.
Exactly, there are. But like, I Scorpion to me was never like a.
They were on the Sinister Six.
The lower level.
Well,
everyone
actually, Shocker was.
Hey, everyone has to have a bench player. You know what I mean? You can't be a starting five.
Well, I did like.
That's fair.
I want to see a street level Spider-Man against an actually good Venom. Not saying Tom Hardy wasn't good.
You're definitely gonna get a Venom versus Spider-Man, but I don't know if it's gonna be street level.
And I don't know if it's gonna be Tom Holland.
I don't think we're gonna get a Venom versus Spider-Man anytime soon.
Really? With the whole last Carnage with Noel thing?
Nope.
I think Noel's going to be the villain of the new Spider-Man.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Really?
Really.
Hey, in A Circus was Noel. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, he also directed and produced
Venom 2.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He did direct that, didn't he?
I thought he did Venom 1 too. Didn't he?
No, I know he did.
I know he for sure did the second one.
I know he did Carnage. Yeah. No, but I would love. Like, maybe it's going back to what I said. It's a risk. No one really knows who Noel is, but they put him in the Venom movie.
They did.
I mean, but how many people knew who Iron Man was until they made the movie?
That's true.
That's very fair. I didn't.
The biggest problem with what they did with that separate universe and then trying to add it in a way is a lot of continuity has just been thrown out the window.
Hey,
but
guys,
there's still that. What?
I hate to break this up, but we got to wrap this up. I got to pee.
Go pee.
Fair. Fine. We'll talk more. Don't worry. We have a podcast.
Yeah.
We have plenty more.
I'll tell you why it doesn't make sense after you pee.
Okay.
But yeah, no. Thank you for listening. If you got this far, make sure to like and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, I don't know. This is a horrible. I told you my brain was fried 2 minutes ago. We're gonna cut this out. Thank you for
we were drinking last night.
Damn, I'm drinking right now. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Remember to like and subscribe. In the meantime, we have other videos on the channel that you can check out. But until then, be good. You got any questions or anything you want to add?